Snow is back in the forecast. Yep, it's coming next week to portions of Arkansas. But this is very important, especially if you have travel plans or if you live in the affected area, which I'll show you. But you're starting to see that shift in the weather pattern that we outlined. I was talking about this starting February 10th and beyond. And then as we go deeper into February, growing even colder. Again, I'll refer to the previous videos that I've made about the extent of the cold, how long it will last, the magnitude of it. I think we're going to see below average temperatures, but to what degree? No pun intended. But we're going to get some snow this weekend, but it's going to be confined to just one portion of the state, and I want you to know exactly what's going to happen. So I'll try to make this as brief as possible, but we have a frontal boundary which will be moving into the state, and I'll give you the time periods using the European computer model. This is this afternoon. Can't rule out a few showers, but a front comes into the state, and you see how it kind of stalls out across southern Arkansas, and we keep some rain chances going on Friday, especially in that portion of the state. So this is Friday. Area of low pressure developing out in the plains. Here comes some energy. See how that rain overspreads the state? Now watch this. So the boundaries to the south, but here's the big key to this. Remember, for snow, widespread significant snow in Arkansas, you must have the cold air in place first. That's not the case here. So I'm expecting generally rain, but where you can get snow, of course, I know you've heard this a gazillion times, in the higher elevations of northern Arkansas. But watch this. So this is Saturday. Here comes the storm system, and it's going to snow in Oklahoma, Texas Panhandle. Look at that snow. So here's the area of low pressure on that front. There's the wave. You see that in East Texas. Rain. This is Sunday afternoon. Wait, this is Super Bowl Sunday, right? So anyway, there. Look at the snow. Wichita Falls to Oklahoma City, the I-44 corridor there. There's the low pressure just to the west of Shreveport. A cold rain here, maybe even a rumble of thunder. So this is like, you have to remember this is for the previous 6 hours, this rainfall and snowfall. But on the back edge of that, where you do have the air cold enough, it's snow. But for the majority of us, it's rain. But once that moves into the higher elevations of northern Arkansas, so this is late Sunday. You see that in northern Arkansas, those higher elevations? Now, how much of that? How much is going to fall? I'll get to that in a second. But boy, look at that swath of heavy snow. It looks like I-44 up through Oklahoma City and Tulsa. So if your travel plans take you there or into Missouri, you're going to run into some moderate to heavy snow. And look at this, Sunday night to Monday morning. I mean, that's right there, northern Arkansas. Several counties, I expect a winter weather advisory at least for that portion of the state, and then it moves out. So now the question is, how much snow? Well, we look at the European ensembles and the probabilities for at least 1 inch of snow, all right? So, I mean, look at that. And I'll have to go down here and get the scale, but that's at least a 70 to 80% chance, if not more, for 1 inch of snow. This includes Benton County, Washington, Madison, Searcy, portions of Newton County. So you see that in northern Arkansas. Very well-defined gradient there with the probabilities, and that's showing you the Arkansas River Valley. So the model is doing a fantastic job on picking up on the Arkansas River Valley with little or no snow there. But when you go into those higher elevations of Polk County, you leave Russellville and go north up through Dover and on up towards Deer, towards the north and into the mountains, that's where you're going to see the snowfall. So it's an elevation event. So that's the probability for at least 1 inch of snow. What about 3 inches of snow? That's still significant. I mean, that's a better than a 50-50 chance, and that's a 60 to 70% chance for at least 3 inches of snow, according to the European computer model. Let's go to the GFS. All right. I meant to hit the GFS ensembles. I apologize, and I will go back to that. So the probability for at least 1 inch of snow, not as great, but there it is. At least 1 inch of snow, northwest Arkansas, and not as enthusiastic with at least 3 inches of snow. So I think at least 1 inch of snow is very possible across northwestern Arkansas, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see up to 3 inches of snow, especially in the higher elevations of the Ozarks. So once you go up the Arkansas River Valley and you go north into northern Polk County, and those areas, that's where you're going to run into it. Leslie, Marshall, Snowball, one of my favorite names for a town in Arkansas. When you look at the Arkansas Department of Transportation webcams, Edwards Junction, which is a little bit more than 2,200 feet in elevation, When you look at that coming up late Sunday and early Monday, you're probably going to see the ground cover with white. You're going to see the snowflakes coming down. Remember, this is just one storm system. I think we're going to go into a more active weather pattern. I think we're going to see bouts of colder air coming in. It will be very difficult to outdo what happened in January. I'm not saying it's impossible, but for Little Rock to get down to 1 degree, and some places below zero twice in a winter, not just back-to-back days. I'm talking about month to month, separated between bouts of cold air. For that to happen, it's just highly unusual. So that's why I'm very cautious about the magnitude of the cold air coming. It will get your attention, I'm sure, and much of the country is going to see well below average temperatures the last half of February. All right, lots to cover. I'm here along with you for the ride, and as always, thank you so much for your trust and your loyalty.